Hey, it's Samo, and in this lesson, I'm going to show you how to execute a few proven link building tactics for your affiliate site. Now, link building is largely a numbers game, meaning you need to send a lot of emails to get backlinks. But there's one thing that can significantly increase your chances of getting links using the techniques that I'm about to share with you, and that's expertise. When you're an expert at something, that usually means you have unique and interesting insights to share, and as a result, people will take your word more seriously. For example, let's say you have a beauty blog, and in one of your posts, you mention that getting regular teeth whitenings is good for your overall oral hygiene. Now, if some random person emails you and says that you're wrong, and they wrote a post explaining why you're wrong called Best Teeth Whitenings, you'll probably ignore them. But if a dentist emails you and tells you that only certain types of teeth whitening products are good for you, and the ones mentioned in your post are downright dangerous because of X, Y, and Z, you might be inclined to make changes to your content and link to their content. They clearly have expertise. Now, being an expert in the context of link building doesn't mean you need to be in the top 1% of your field. The majority of people writing content probably aren't even interested in the topics they write about. So even being a passionate hobbyist can go a long way, as you'll have interesting insights to share from your own personal experiences. Now, I know absolutely nothing about teeth whitening, so don't pass around this misinformation. But the point is that if you're positioning yourself as someone who's knowledgeable in your niche, link building will be much easier, especially for the tactics I'm about to share with you today. And that leads us nicely into the first link building tactic, which is to get free press from HARO. HARO stands for Help a Reporter Out. It's a service that connects journalists with sources. Just sign up for an account as a source, and you'll start getting emails with a list of queries from journalists at various publications. And these include Business Insider, the New York Times, and USA Today, to name a few. Now, HARO is a super easy way to get high quality backlinks because the journalists are the ones that are soliciting sources, not the other way around. Now, there are tons of requests that come in on a daily basis, and the majority won't be relevant to your niche. So you can set up a simple Gmail filter to sort through the noise. Just go to your inbox and click on the caret to bring down Gmail's search options. Next, set the from field to haro@helpareporter.com. Then you'll want to set the subject to HARO within square brackets, since all of their emails include that in the subject line. Finally, set the has the words field to any keywords you want to monitor. And you can also use the or search operator to include multiple keywords or phrases. Click search to see what the results will look like, and check out some of the emails to ensure you're getting relevant results. If everything looks good, click on the caret again, and then click create filter. Now, even though we filter down the results to relevant ones, it doesn't mean journalists are going to cite you just because you respond. And while you should go the extra mile to provide unique and insightful information, half the battle is in responding to the right questions. So to increase your chances of getting mentioned, prioritize queries where journalists are likely looking for multiple experts on the topic. For example, in this query, Bustle is looking for a relationship therapist, as in the plural of therapist, and they want to know more about boredom in relationships. Now, the description is even more clear that they want multiple experts. She says, I'm working on an article called 13 Common Mistakes That Lead to Boredom in a Relationship. So more likely than not, she's looking for multiple experts that can fill in the blanks in her outline. So if that niche makes sense for you, then provide your best answer in as short of a response as possible, and then move on to the next query. Now, if you're an expert in the field, then make sure to state your credentials at the beginning of your email to set the tone, and then earn their trust through your knowledge and experience. I'd recommend using HARO without an end date in mind. The quality of links are just that good for the amount of effort it takes to respond. And if you're pairing HARO with the affiliate homepage strategy I taught in lesson 3.4, you'll be maximizing the mileage from these highly authoritative backlinks. Alright, the second tactic I recommend is guest posting. Guest posting is when you create content to be posted on another website. And generally speaking, that post comes with attribution and a link back to your site. Now, while some sites won't allow you to link to yourself within the content, most will, as long as it makes sense and adds value to your guest article. So the first thing you need to do is find websites that are likely to accept guest posts. To get started, you can use Ahrefs Content Explorer, which lets you search through billions of pages and get SEO metrics for all of them. Just search for a topic related to your niche and run the search. Next, let's add a domain rating filter to weed out both very low and very high authority websites. So I'll choose a range like 30 to 60. I'll also choose the one page per domain filter since we don't need to pitch the same website multiple times. Finally, I'll set the published filter to the past 90 days, which will help us narrow in on websites that have published or republished content in the last 3 months. Now, we still have around 80,000 websites in our search results, which is just way too many to pitch. So let's head on over to the Websites tab, which will show you the top 100 websites from your search results. Now it's just a matter of looking at the domain names, visiting ones that look relevant, and pitching your guest posts where appropriate. For example, this site gets decent search traffic from Google, has a decent website authority, and has a bunch of authors, meaning they likely accept guest posts. So let's visit their site and take a look through some of their articles. Things look fine here, so let's head over to their About page. And since they list their editor here, I'd probably try and pitch them with my idea. Now, if you don't know how to find these people's email addresses, I'll link up a video on how you can do that in the description. Alright, the next link building tactic I recommend is podcast interviews. Much like guest posting, being interviewed on a podcast puts you in the spotlight as an expert in front of someone else's audience. So if you actually have expertise in your niche, this is going to be an easy one for you that'll A, help you build a reputation as an authority in your niche, and B, get backlinks while you're at it. Now, the thing I love about podcasts as a link building strategy is that it only takes around an hour of your time, and links are almost a given if you choose your podcast appropriately. Here's what I mean. A lot of podcasts have episodes pages on their websites, and these pages almost always include a link back to the guest's homepage and their social profiles. So to find podcast prospects that are likely to link to your site, you can simply reverse engineer a podcast interviewee's homepage backlinks or social profile backlinks. For example, if you're in the SEO niche, you might want to check backlinks to Tim Solo's Twitter profile, since he's been a guest on a bunch of podcasts. To get started, I'll go to Ahrefs Site Explorer and paste in his Twitter URL. Next, I'll go to the backlinks report. Now, to narrow in on links from podcasts, I'll set a page title filter to search for referring pages where the word podcast or episode is in the page title. From here, you can sift through the results, visit relevant pages, and pitch yourself as a guest when appropriate. The benefits to being on podcasts goes way beyond links. You get the chance to meet like-minded people in your industry, and building your network can go a long way, even from an SEO perspective. Now, if you follow the course and rinse and repeat these 3 tactics alone, you should have no problems getting some traction to your affiliate site. If you want to go beyond these tactics, then I recommend watching our full tutorial on link building for beginners, which I'll link up in the description. And that wraps up our affiliate marketing course. I've linked up a full playlist to this entire course in the description. Thanks for joining me. Consider subscribing, and I'll see you in the next tutorial.